Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Purpose Talks with Olua. And today I am sitting with none other than the SRC President of IUM. Madam, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi guys. First of all, I'd just like to say that I'm very, very honored to be a part of Purpose Talks. I think I've been one of the people that have been following, the establishment of Purpose Talks. And when you called to invite me here, I was very, very thrilled. So thank you very much for having me here. My name is Rauna Shipalanga. I'm currently the SRC President of the International University of Management. Clock that.
So, my girl, I know you're not just an SRC President. Please tell the people, who is Rauna?
Yeah. So I'm currently a final year student doing education, majoring in geography and history. I've served in the National Students Organization. I'm currently serving as the ICT officer for Commerce Region. Prior to that, I served as branch chairperson, and before that, I served as the internal and political affairs officer for the organization. Yeah, so I think it has helped groomed me a lot in terms of leadership. That's why I'm also where I am today, which is, the SRC president. But yeah, other than that, really, I'm just a girl that's, aspiring to become an educator.
Guys, the one thing I can talk about modern teachers, we are equipped, guys. We have the knowledge, we have the skills.
Indeed.
And we are so diverse. And I love how modern teachers are so versatile. 1 minute the person is doing this, the next minute the person is doing this. And that is what the learners need, to see that you are not just limited to one thing, and you are not just limited to the classroom, but you get to do so many other things. And I mean, it's manifesting.
I see. Thank you so much.
Anyway, so interesting thing, we have both been, I was an SRC president at the International University of Management, and I was like, why not? Why not call Rauna to come and just sit with me so I can bask in that energy of being a leader. I think it's one thing to see people do stuff and just have them around you. And I remember when you were running for president, I didn't even think twice. I was vouching for it, because I mean, it's either us or nobody. Being a woman sometimes, the leadership atmosphere is not easy. So if we don't have each other's backs, who's gonna be having our backs?
Indeed.
So it was a pleasure to campaign and just really have my voice out there and tell the students that, you know what, you can trust this person, she is capable, and honestly you have proven to be capable, and you are doing amazing. I see that the cultural festival is also around the corner and you guys are busy.
We're very busy. Yes.
Yeah.
I think just to stop you there before you continue, I was very surprised. I didn't know you. I didn't have a personal relationship with you, and I think the first thing I saw was your tweet. I think a friend of mine sent you a tweet. Was like, Lua is supporting you. Do you know her? And I read that paragraph, and you spoke of me as if you knew. You spoke of me as if we schooled at the same high school, as if we'd come a long way. And I was really, really in awe of the love, the kindness, and the support that you gave me. I did not know Olua. I knew Olua. She was my president during, I think, my first year. I mean, you inspired me, but I never really just had that confidence to, approach you and say, I love you. Do you understand? So I was really in awe of the support that you gave me, and it also taught me a lot. Sometimes you don't really need to know someone personally to believe that they have the potential to lead, an institution, an entire student body. So I really, and I don't think I've ever personally, I did thank you, but I don't think that was enough. I really appreciate you. I appreciate the support that you've given me, and honestly, it has taught me a lot. The support, I'm just willing to show up for people I don't even know, because you showed up for me. You told your class, I saw it, you Like, and you know, prior
I
to,
can be extra.
and you know, prior to that even, I'm like on Twitter, but like I barely engage with people. And I've come across your tweets where you just speak live into other girls. There was even a stage where you had like a group for girls, like where you just speak about anything and everything girls. I joined that group at a certain stage, and you know, seeing someone, you know, advocate for something and actually being on the receiving end of that, you know, love and just receiving that support, I think it's two different things. And I really experienced that support. I experienced your love. I experienced that, you know, we got you. And really, I'm really thankful for that. And I'm really honored to be here.
I think I have that spirit because I'm where I am, because of strangers that believe in me. Honestly, if I have to tell you everything I've achieved in my life, I feel like it's just people that I barely really know like that. And I have to say this all the time, guys, thank you. And I have this funny saying, like, it's so funny, but I thought of it, I don't even know how, but it goes like, you don't know the importance of supporting a stranger until you become the stranger that needs support.
Indeed.
Because at the end of the day, I think we always think about things on a surface level, but I like to think of things in a long term. Like, if I have to be in a position where I need support, will people support me? Why do I deserve people to support me? Why do I do for people to support me? So it's really a moment of reflection where you just be like, you know what? This person has what it takes. So why not? I know there are still students, or I knew there were still students, or there are still students that believe in what I say. If I can just convince even 10% of them to go and cast their vote for you, it will make
a huge difference.
So honestly, it's a pleasure. For me, it's always a pleasure. And that is why I thought of just having you on the show, just to, I mean, for us to have that moment. Like, being a president here, it's not a joke.
It's honestly
it's a
not.
big thing, like, honestly. Anyway, tell the people, how does it feel to be an SRC president?
I mean, it's different, you know, to want something and to actually get it. Two different things, because you know, prior to being SRT president, I can only imagine the difference I would make, you know, how I would even be as an individual. But you know, after having attained it, it definitely came with challenges in as much as it came with successes. It is a privilege still, an honor to serve the student body. But all in all, it has been a learning experience. I grew a lot. I had to even unlearn things that I thought I knew. Also working with different students, it's challenging because you would think you know how to work with people until you're actually put in a room with people that you know come from different backgrounds, people that think differently, and so forth. So I really learned a lot. It was a bit of a challenge because the criticism will always be there, room of improvement will always be there, but all in all, I did grow. Like personally, I grew quite a lot. Yeah.
I know, I can hear.
You were there. You were there, so yeah.
Yeah, and talking about the criticism, girl, I feel like for you, things are okay because generally you're also a very low key person.
Yeah.
You know, you just do your job. And as for me, I was the president and the secretary and everything in between because I just wanted everything to be done. I'm such a, I think my mom says I micromanage things. I'm working on that though. But because I used to be a secretary general, and then I think it used to be difficult for me to balance being president and letting go of that role. You know, so I needed to find a balance between laying back and just letting things be. And then people will just guys, the dramas. I remember one day I went online and then they did this meme, the SRC president.IUM when she comes to campus on Monday. A long skirt, you know that thing of.
I saw it like you loved wearing heels every single day, guys. I would not see Olua on campus without wearing heels, but yes.
And I think the way I used to dress is what also really drew attention to, because guys, I don't have friends on campus. Like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have friends on campus like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why students like me.
Mm-hmm.
I used to come to school
Mm-hmm.
and disappear. Like I didn't like being on campus like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think every time I was on campus, I
Mm-hmm.
made sure that I left an impact,
Mm-hmm.
or my presence was felt. You know, if we are doing presentation,
Mm-hmm.
I was always on my A game. It's a 80 or nothing. 80 and above or nothing. I never really did things and I vouch for 50%, you know, and that is how I showed up in everything. I wasn't part of a debate team, I wasn't part of any society. I was just a girl that loved wearing heels and red lipstick. Guys, I don't know, but I think that really it rubbed off on people, and yeah, at the end of the day, the whole mental health seminar I used to have, also that online thing, it also, I think, kind of build some level of trust in the students. And yeah, I think that's how it really just started. People just grew to love me, and I embraced that love also, because I think we are always scared of embracing people appreciating us. And if there's one thing I took away from being in the leadership atmosphere, is that it's okay for people to admire you. It's okay for people to love you. You know, take it in as it is. It's what it is. You know, don't shy away from people appreciating you, because at the end of the day, they have to appreciate you because perhaps you are doing something good.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so that's it, man. And then I have a bunch of. Do you have a lot of IUM shirts?
I have a lot of them. I think those are like one of the perks of
For
being
me, this is my
a
favorite.
student leader.
Guys, I love this shirt so much. I want another one, but not for IUM, of course, but just the quality
The
of this
material.
shirt, guys. This, I literally prefer this over my
Uniform.
Yes, sometimes. And then we had our
SRC shirts.
SRC shirts. Guys, I had to bring these things just for it to make sense, didn't it? So
I mean, I don't think you are
how
fully
is it?
served if you don't have these shirts.
Yes,
The
like,
golf
what do
shirts,
you
like,
mean?
because these, like, I don't know, they're just easily accessible.
Yeah.
They were there.
Because I mean the suit every now and then was just you wait on Monday and then, or maybe when there's an event. Yeah, but I think for me my favorite part was always, I mean, those meetings, the governing council meetings, where it's just you and guys.
I think those meetings actually scare me. I feel like to an extent I enjoy them, but at the beginning they were quite scary because what do I say? You know, and I think I used to reach out to Rich quite a few times, like, okay, even before, like, when we were sworn in, I called him and I said, okay, governing council, what do you say? Senate, what do you say? I was so scared because I'm like, okay, no, I felt like, how do I say? Yes, I felt intimidated. I felt inferior because these are, you know, big people. You are in the presence of big people. You are thinking like, what do you say? But I think I've really grown in that aspect as well. I'm a bit more comfortable because I've grown to realize, I mean, we're all human. And really, I think
and you earn the position.
Yeah.
You are a president, you are a member of the governing council, you have to embrace it. You are leading over, is it 26,000 students. You are the face of IUM, and you, even when you sit in those rooms, there are moments of learning, there are moments of you know, just listening, and then you blend into the conversation.
Exactly.
And then there are moments where you just want to reflect on what was said. And it's not what you say or how much of it you say that determines your, how do I say, you deserving to be there. Sometimes what matters is just showing up and listening.
Exactly.
You know, that's enough to sometimes represent your students. And I think I can relate to what you said, because sometimes, like for me at the beginning, generally I'm not someone that talks too much when I'm in a room where there are smart people, like, or people that are like, where I know that here I just need to learn. So sometimes you just relax, and
let the
listen.
people talk.
Let the people talk. And then when it's time to talk, of course, also it depends what type of meetings that it is.
Yeah.
If it's a meeting where you came to address student issues, then you need to talk.
You need to talk.
You need to represent your students. Then if it's about examination, that marks that were withheld, you have to talk. But it's just stuff like that to do in university. You just lay back and you reflect and listen to what they're saying.
Exactly.
So what you're saying is quite, and I love this Senate meetings because it gave me more understanding on the academic aspect of what really happens. Approval of this, approval of that, how this and this comes about. Sometimes we just complain. But we don't really know how things are done.
How they're done.
So in those meetings, you get to appreciate the work of the management.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's also one thing I've grown to realize in those meetings. But yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of student issues, of course, what would you say are those really challenging things for a lot of students on campus as time went by? Because for me, it's been, I would say it used to be accommodation and tuition fees, but now education is free. How is that going?
Yeah, so I think accommodation remains a challenge, really, especially when we have to consider the boys, seeing as we don't have a boys' accommodation. So that is a challenge to a certain extent. And then I think finances will always be a challenge. Tuition fees will always be a challenge because not everyone is benefiting from the subsidized tertiary education. And now I think this year, I think many people would actually agree with me to say that non-tuition fees has been a challenge because there has been a delay with the processing of non-tuition funds because of invoices being sent late and so forth. So a lot of students really had to resort to other measures to pay for their rent, buy their cosmetics, and for the boys, I don't want to say things. But no, this has been a serious pandemic, especially, and it's just not it's not just the IUM students, it's just not the IUM students that have faced this. It's students from different institutions of higher learning. Some had to take up jobs like just to be able to sustain themselves because non-tuition fees is supposed to help us with things such as cab fare and so forth, accommodation. So we really had to resort to other means to provide for ourselves because not all of us are fortunate enough to come from a background where our parents can afford our rent and so forth and so forth. So students had to take up extra jobs. Some even had to resort to stealing just to be able to provide for themselves. But we are happy now with the progress that NASFAF is making because now they did commit to weekly payments, which we've seen happen. So they are progressing. But I cannot confidently say that each and every student has gotten their non-tuition fees, but hopefully we will get there. So I think that's just one of the challenges that we've really had this year in terms of funding, and that is a major challenge.
It's money, guys. And I will repeat this again. I said it when Rivaldo was here that if we are having kids as adults now, and our aim is the government will pay, guys, you are up for a big disappointment. We are supposed to work in such a way that we are able to afford tuition fee for our children and for them to even study abroad, because things do not look good. Do not look good in terms of funding. In as much as we are shouting education is free, there are a lot of education is made up of so many things. That's even with us as teachers, man. The school is free, but there are so many things that make up a classroom and for teaching to be effective. And it doesn't help we get a few rooms of paper here and there. And then again, we have issues of children coming to school without pencils, and the kids are struggling with uniform, and the kids are missing classes because they don't have food. Like, education is so diverse. And it's about time that our stakeholders actually understand that, putting it out there that education is free is not enough.
It's really not enough.
More. Just recently, today I was checking pictures of a teacher that posted the kids in a classroom, and they don't have school uniforms. They don't, like, from the head to toe, and it's bad.
It's really bad.
It's so bad, guys. Like, and when it comes to university, that's how, especially the girl child, they resort to even things like prostitution, and you find sometimes they're also dropping out. Maybe we also need to encourage them and just give more tips, or maybe ideas in terms of what to do. Like, I know of a few that work in restaurants. Some are doing order with me, but also to do order with me, it means you need some certain level of capital. Maybe a 2,000 or 3,000 to just buy your stock, and then you can't also just depend on it, because what if it's not out of you don't get to sell anything. But most of our students are quite hardworking.
They really are. Some do nails, hair.
Some are doing nails, hair. Some are even fixing laptops. Like, I noticed the IT ones, they are always either fixing laptops, buying laptops, and then reselling. And it hurts when you hear, for example, our leaders talking about the youth are lazy, because honestly, our students are very hardworking. They are doing the most to make sure that
they're able to sustain themselves.
Yes. And also just really having people like you in office to motivate. And I understand that you are very God-fearing. You take pride in being somebody that serves the Lord. And I think leadership without God is vain.
Yeah, it's very difficult, because people face challenges. It's not easy to be a leader, because people look up to you and so forth. And I think that comes with like a lot of pressure, because now you need to live up to people's expectations. So when you're not rooted, it becomes very difficult. You start running with what people are saying. So once you're rooted, you know your identity, you know you have one creator, you know who to cry to and certain things. So I think that just makes it easier. But yeah, they just certain things that will still get to you, but it just makes it easier.
I think I admire that about you. It's important.
It is.
Because at the end of the day, you are human, and every burden falls on you, because now you are the decision maker on behalf of the students. And sometimes you just can't lean on your own understanding. You have to seek guidance. And our Dean of Students is also quite supportive, and she's also a God-fearing woman. And I'm very sure that you guys will get along very well. So I used to struggle with the church thing, guys.
Really?
I have a personal relationship with God, but it's more personal than it is like, out there. And sometimes a student will come, and then you'll be like, can you just maybe go and talk to doctor, because doctor is able to step into the Bible and tell you that everything will be fine. Sometimes I'll just tell you what the policy says, but if you go to doctor, the doctor will tell you kana kange and then you get to that confidence also comes. But now if you have an SRC president that really is rooted into I think those are conversations that often we shy away from. But it's really important for us to center ourselves around God.
Yes. And I think this message should also be given to the students, regardless of where you're from, what you want from life. Once you're rooted, life becomes so much easier, knowing that, the trials will be there, the tribulations will also be there, but you just need to take confidence in them and be like, no, they might be there, but like, you know, God will not give me challenges He knows I'm not capable of handling at the end of the day. So yeah, seeking advice and guidance is really just something I always do. I don't make decisions by myself. I remember at the beginning I also had it was a bit difficult to adjust from being SRC of transport and security, one of the laid back portfolios, because I used to be so lazy. I'm not even going to lie, I was lazy. I used to hide behind my SRC president a lot, and I think I gave him a tough time because I would go to him for anything and everything. Okay, then can you maybe do it for me? And then he will do it. So coming from that to becoming the head was a significant change. I really had to adjust. I remember I even texted you once asking me, what do you do if, you know, the people are also just, because like working with, you know, a dynamic group of people is also a bit of a challenge because you need to coordinate them, you need to guide them, and that was very, very challenging for me because if I'm telling you to do something and you feel like there's a better way of doing it, I'll feel like you're talking back, like
and that's the thing. Your guys, the one thing, you know, even being in office, there are people that have said things behind my back just because I was delegating. I'm just doing my job. But then at the end of the day, you can't take such things personally because you were in that, you know, space. So you leave it as such. Even after you left, you still laugh at the same people that said the most to you. And for me, I don't address things that were not said to me directly. Because if you cannot say it so that I can hear it, it simply means that you don't have the audacity and the confidence to say it directly to me. So why should I address it?
You know,
so many things.
I think that's the difference between you and I. I will address it. I generally do not like animosity. I will not be able to be in the same space with you, knowing that I heard you said something. So I would like to confront you and hear directly from you, because sometimes, you know, with getting second-hand information, it might not even be the case. So I want to hear it from you.
I think for me the one thing that was a highlight, I was giving that I was delegating, and then this person apparently said, why are you, you know, Shwambuze kupangela, kupangele when you have a diploma. But finally, I came to hear of it after I left the office. Like I think it was this is your last day.
You found out after you had signed out.
After I signed out. So, but then the person who said it, I'm like, okay, girl, you had a bachelor's, but I was the president. So it doesn't take away from who I was.
It just doesn't make sense at all.
You know?
But
and that also says a lot about
the person you are.
The person you are, and also the kind of people we have around us in society. Because if you listen to people because they have PhDs, then there's something wrong with you. You know, because a skill is a skill. I can learn how to draw my brows from somebody that doesn't have a bachelor's degree or master's degree. But that person is making more money than anyone with a PhD.
Exactly.
You know? So I really learned to just, you know what, that's your opinion. It doesn't hold water over who I am, and that's okay.
Exactly. It also just teaches you not to take everything personally. And I think one thing I love about, you know, people and reading is that it really opens your mind. Like, in as much as not everything needs to be addressed, it just teaches you that, okay, no, but this one is not really worth my time. And also just certain situations don't necessarily need to be addressed. But also just that thing of people are so interesting. You would, like, working with people is generally just interesting because it teaches you so many things. There are certain people that just come in your life to teach you patience. This one is just coming into your life to teach you that, okay, maybe not everything deserves your time. Not everyone deserves your time. But generally speaking, it's really just interesting when you look at it that way. Then you learn to not take things personally, because at the end of the day, people are genuinely different. That's why when I engage with certain people, I try to understand why they think the way they do. Like, because sometimes I feel like the background definitely contributes to it, but you should at the same time not let your background determine who you are. Yeah. So just also because I have a PhD doesn't mean I'm a better person compared to the one that has a master's. It doesn't make me any much of a better person. It just shows that you are well versed in whatever field you're doing, but then again, it doesn't mean you're going to heaven while the other one is not. But yeah.
Yeah, anyway, talking about leadership, I remember when I came into the office, the first female president. So I came into office after 5 years.
After 5 years of there being a female
president.
Okay, yes.
And then a male came after me, and then you. So I love that, you know, IUM is stepping into, and I remember the year when I was president, UNAM had a female president, and then I think Triumph also had a female president. I'm not sure the others. Yeah. NAS also had female president that year.
During your year now?
Yes. It was such a, you know.
It was nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So, yeah, and maybe just for us to break it down into how is that, you know, how does it feel to be in office and, you know, people get to see your abilities beyond just your gender, and, you know, how does it feel, and what words of encouragement do you have perhaps for the girls out there? I mean, I'm very sure that a lot of them look at you in campus and they're like, yo, one day, hey, that girl there, that girl there.
Oh my word. I think really my word of encouragement is to get out of your comfort zone. And I think I say this so many times, and I'm so passionate about saying it. I think I generally just love speaking. I don't know if that can be a passion, because I love talking. More so when I'm talking about things that can really have an impact on someone else's life. So many of us girls, and I say this because I'm speaking from experience, we limit ourselves and we are too confined to our comfort zones. That's why we will never really know our full potential. It took a lot for me to decide that I'm going to run for presidency. It took the people around me to say, but look, you can do it. It genuinely took a lot, because I felt like, people don't like me like that. Why would they even vote for me? They don't know me.
I like you, and I didn't know you.
You know, and I wouldn't have known that, and I wouldn't have known that.
Sorry, you have that, you command attention and respect. It's like it comes with discipline, you know. I only used to see you from a distance, and I'm like, yes, something about her.
You know?
So, trust me, this is just a stepping stone. There is more coming for you. Like,
I receive. I receive. But yeah, so generally, also just circumstances, man. So many of us, depending on whatever has happened to you, you feel like you're unworthy. You feel like your self-worth is not really, your self-love is not really there. So you let those different circumstances that you have experienced determine your next stepping stone. So really, I just want you to do the things that scare you. And I'm so big on that, because if it doesn't scare you, then it's not really worth your time. If your future doesn't give you the, the goosebumps, then maybe you're limiting yourself. And there's certain times where I'm like, okay, this is the future that I want. Sometimes just in my head, okay, this is the future I want. I want to own this. And I'm just like, sometimes like, okay, no, that one is scaring me. It's too big. I don't think I can attain that. And then other times I'm like, okay, maybe let me just be this and do this, because that seems more achievable. But then again, is that really what I want for myself when I'm aiming for the sky? So really, it just takes the power of actually believing in yourself, because once you believe in yourself, no one can dim your light. Once you tell yourself, I can, no one can tell you cannot, because I already believe I can. So you can come and try and tell me that I can't, but But then again, that will just come through one ear and go out
And
the
God
other.
says you can do all things through Christ
Who strengthens me, you
So,
know?
and that was my favorite verse, guys. Every time when I have to say a speech, I say that because I truly believe that whatever God plans within me, if I want to do it, and if I receive that blessing from God, and I know that this thing, the Lord is behind me, I feel like He's pushing me. He wants me to do it. I will do it.
Yes.
That's
And
how
just on that point, I know you told me about your favorite part of being SRC president. I just want to say mine. I think mine is giving the speeches. Whatever function, the speeches would be my favorite part. Be it graduation speech, GSA speech, prayer day speech, whatnot, whatnot. I think it's because that's the opportunity I actually get to get through many other people.
Yes.
I remember, and also just before I give a speech, I'm like, because I begin bang, man. What says, you know, like, you're so nervous. I remember the graduation speech, I was like, yo, how did Ridge do it? How did those before me do it? Because this is crazy. We have parents, we have, you know, the graduates, and then we have the governing council. Prof is right there. But he listens. And, you know, I remember my cousin told me that that was now prior to being a SRC president. And I'm going to make her watch this video because I'm indirectly giving her a shout out. My cousin told me before I had to give a speech somewhere. But that was before I became president. She was like, please, your speech, because she graduated now. She was like, please, your speech must be like Oluwa's speech. Like, because like when she talks, we listen and like you literally feel the message through the words. Like, and I was just like, the standard is now here. But yeah, I think really that is my favorite part of being president, just giving the speeches. Because they really come from the heart. You look at the event and you're just like, okay, this is this.
And that's literally the only moment you have to connect with your students like, on a deeper level.
Yeah.
Like they look at you with so much pride. And honestly, I just know, and even our institution, it really grew, guys. Like IUM is growing. Like, how many campuses do we have now?
5
campuses, guys. And we have a research center in Swakopmund. And you know, more is coming in the School of Medicine.
Yes, and then the private hospital. Guys, I will never stop talking about IUM, guys. IUM has groomed so many young leaders, and I think we are living testament of that as well. Like,
and this is just the beginning. Like,
just
it
the
doesn't
beginning.
end here. And I love to say that, you know, look at the likes of Shikesho, Lloyd Sikeba, you know, Rich is having a job now. Most of the SRCs that I know that, you know, were in office, people are working. You know, even my best friend Mona, she used to be an SRC, you know. She is the one that pushed me to campaign for SRC Secretary General. She even traveled from Oranjemund to, no, what is it?
Vavas.
No, it's somewhere in the south.
I'm not really from the
She
south.
was working in the Karasburg.
Oh, okay.
She was working in Karasburg. We took the whole weekend to come and campaign for me, my dear.
Really?
Yes, guys, friendship. And she's the one that bought me my first podcast equipment.
That is so sweet, guys. I need a new circle of friends, but that's really very sweet, and it's really very, very, very nice to have people in your circle that really just push you to be the best version of yourself and to just try things like that. That is why your circle also matters. If they don't speak life into you, then maybe you should, you know, reflect and reevaluate a bit.
Anyway, guys, that's Rauna for you, the amazing, smart, eloquent, you know, intelligent lady. And I want her to tell us about the cultural festival before we end the conversation. And also before she tells us about the cultural festival, I just want to say, guys, please do share, subscribe, and do recommend people. And also, please come into my DM and tell me what you want to discuss on Purpose Talks with Oluwa. Rauna, go. This was beautiful. I don't even want it to end, but
I also don't want it to end. Guys, also just say in the comment section if you want me to come back and talk again. I will gladly come back because I do not want this to end. But yeah, all good things must come to an end, I guess.
Yes.
The cultural festival, the biggest event of the year, by the way. is happening this August at Palm Trees from the 27th to the 30th of August. Please, application for the stalls are now opened. If you would like to have a beverage stall, food stall, or a combination of both, you can apply for them. Hubley and Wood and Ice Blocks, those ones are sold out already. If you are an IUM student and you have what it takes to be the next Miss or Mr. IUM, applications are now also open. So please apply for that. Upcoming artists, here at IUM, we groom our students. If you want to be the next Manebe, apply now. Applications are open as well. You get to perform for a little incentive. Other than that, really see you at the IUM Cultural Festival. It's going to be a big event. Rihanna will be there. Everyone, you should also be there.
Miss Namibia will be there.
Miss Namibia will be there as well. She will be there.
Anyway, thank you guys. Have a lovely day. And let's engage.
Bye, guys.